What's up, Bama Insider Nation? Trey Anity here for a first look at Alabama football recruit Jeremiah Alexander out of Thompson High School in Alabaster, Alabama. Before we get into this video, guys, hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, give us a super thanks as a tip for the Bama Insider staff, and go to Bamainsider.com for the latest in Crimson Tide coverage. Jeremiah is going to play as an edge rush on the defense for Alabama when he gets to school. He is a senior as he enters the 2021 season. Yesterday we had a chance to go to his scrimmage and get a first look, and man, was I impressed with the frame, the talent, just the raw abilities of Jeremiah Alexander. He reminds me a lot of Will Anderson, and he told me in an off-the-record interview that he's talked to Will Anderson and a lot of guys that have been through this program, and understands that his body type, his play style really fits with the Alabama mold. Now, Jeremiah Alexander, at 235 pounds, he is 6'2". Like I said, committed to Alabama, he had 14 offers, and one school that really piqued his interest was Clemson University. He had made Clemson his favorite just a month prior to his commitment to Alabama. Auburn was in the mix as well, of course, being in Birmingham. Recruited in-state, showed some interest at Florida, Georgia, but ultimately decided to join the Crimson Tide after this senior year. Now, he is a two-time state champion. His team won it in 2019 and 2020 under head coach Mark Freeman. Coach Freeman told me yesterday how much Jeremiah means to this team. Jeremiah is the kind of kid that can really lead this group. That's something I noticed instantly at practice yesterday. Jeremiah was a very vocal leader. Anything his teammates weren't doing right, anything they weren't responding well to from a coach, he would get on them about it. He would make sure they were doing it correctly. He would make sure they knew why. That is the Alabama mentality. I think he's going to fit right in on this defense. Could probably remind you a lot of Will Anderson when he was a freshman. He just kind of stepped in and didn't really seem like a freshman. Will Anderson, now becoming a sophomore, will be a junior when Jeremiah Alexander enters this program, and I think that's a perfect mentor for Jeremiah. Will Anderson is the new age edge rush. He may be one of the best defenders in the entire country this season. Jeremiah Alexander, I think, is going to follow right in his footsteps. You talk about his body style, he's really balanced well. He's got muscle all over. Tall kid, 6'2", with room to grow as well. I think we're just starting to see him tap into his potential. As you see in this video right here, he just explodes off the edge. As we get into the scouting report here, that's something I have to note, his explosiveness. He brings the same energy that you saw from Will Anderson, this kind of style of edge rush, a little bit more lean, a little bit more athletic, explosive. Really gets out of his stance well, is balanced, and his footwork is excellent. Finds gaps well, and going up against a high schooler on his team at Thompson is different than going up against an SEC offensive lineman, of course, but you can see the footwork, you can see the technical skills, him exploding through the gap and getting to the quarterback. Jeremiah Alexander has an outstanding edge rush IQ and really just a great football IQ. He's a very smart kid and he knows the game very well. He encourages his teammates to do the right things and participate, but he also shows them the technical skills that they need to be a better player. He's a very smart kid and just a very smart player, and uses what his coaches teach him to not only make himself better, but his teammates better as well. That's why I think he's going to fit right in, right away at Alabama. We're going to take an extended look at his full scrimmage yesterday, full practice highlights, but have to talk about Jeremiah, have to talk a little bit more about this 2022 class as a whole. This class is already loaded down with guys like Ty Simpson, Emmanuel Henderson, Tyler Booker, Shaheem Otis, Sean Murphy committed the other week. I mean, this class is truly loaded, and Jeremiah told me yesterday they're trying to add more. Guys like Denver Harris, Earl Little Jr., and many top recruits in this class of 2022, a class that is already loaded and is continuing to add other big-time recruits around the country. Jeremiah Alexander is going to be a force on this team, and it was excellent to get a first look at him before he begins his senior season. Like I said, going for his third state championship, now his third state championship in a row before he joins up with the Crimson Tide in 2022. Another thing Jeremiah and I talked about was the cookout he attended on July 31st. He got to see other top recruits like Ty Simpson and Emmanuel Henderson, getting to talk to these guys, getting to pick their brain on why they chose Alabama, helping him feel better about his decision. When I asked him what the ultimate factor was, he told me, Bama's where legends are made. And he fully believes that. He can move on to the NFL after his career at Bama because look at the track record. They've done pretty well with everybody on the team, but especially with defenders, getting them to the NFL. He has that body style, and I think he can really escalate his raw talent to the next level. Now, like I promised, we're going to take an extended look at his practice highlights and scrimmage highlights as well. But before we do that, guys, hit the like button for me. Give us a super thanks as a tip for the Bama Insider staff. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the rest of the YouTube page and Bamainsider.com for all things Alabama football. For Bamainsider.com, my name is Trey Yanity. This has been a first look at Alabama commit Jeremiah Alexander. Now, an extended look at his practice and scrimmage highlights.
Like one driver there, bro. It's all structure. Like last end of practice, and we did ones on ones, bro. Ready to be. Get in front of somebody else, right? Right. Go, baby. Go, baby. Water. Guys, it's gonna stop. Big Brandon. Let's go, bud. How you dropped that thing? It was new one? Come on, bro. We need those. One time, man. Remember that? And what you do after you straight his ass? What you do? Hey, come on, show me what you did. You flexed on him. Hey! Oh! Hey! If you don't mind just pulling out.